Hey everyone, today we're diving into the amazing distance that's like circling half the Earth. Congrats on uncovering the secret from the South Pole to the North. Maybe the love between Akari and Otoku-kun isn't a fairy tale ending, but who's keeping score? Question 3. Who had the first crush, Akari or Otoku-kun? Thanks to the mental gymnastics of your name, our female lead turned into a detective uncovering the truth. Question 4. Why do so many people say they are still confused after watching your name multiple times? Shinkai's film narrative is like a puzzle, with dazzling flashbacks and sequences. Piecing together 5 centimeters per second's timeline isn't easy. The timeline in the story is crystal clear, so if you don't pay attention, you might only get a vague sense of those little details. Not to forget, there's a story about an astronaut, and hearing from Huey is like solving a mystery. Once you piece things together, the storyline becomes as clear as a freshly entangled pair of sights. On April 9, 1990, 8-year-old Otoku-kun transferred from Jingu to a Tokyo 3rd grade class. Let's skip the school name. According to the original, the school's at Shibuya and Shimo Taniguchi's Junction. After school, passing Takai Shrine feels like an adventure. Guest Otoku-kun went to Shibuya Municipal Tomic Elementary. In winter 1990, 8-year-old Akari was in 3rd grade in Ishikawa. Mom announced she'd transfer next year. Akari, resistant to new settings, felt like a paint that was not Vilvra. April 8, 1991. 9-year-old Akari moved from Ishikawa to Tokyo to join Class 4-3 with Otoku-kun. Akari was born in Utsunomiya and moved to Akita before settling down in Jingu and Ishikawa, all because of her parents' job transfers, just like Otoku-kun. Akari's dad worked for an electronics company whose HQ is in Rimo Prefecture. Talk about setting the stage for separation. Akari introduced nervously. Her classmates found little Akari odd. Tension filled the classroom like mischievous gremlins when suddenly a boy's voice broke through. He said, "No worries, don't be nervous." This was great encouragement for Akari. And just like that, Akari's interest in Otoku-kun snowballed, but she didn't even know his name. A few days later, her curiosity was rolling like using the excuse to memorize classmates. She found the boy's name on the list. Otoku-kun. Akari had the first crush but struggled to find an icebreaker. In Akari's mind, boys were just loud and rough creatures, and this conflicting emotion tangled in the heart of a 9-year-old girl. Their first conversation happened around early May when Akari went to return a book to the library. But guess what? No comment. The library was filled with pure textbooks, mostly Akari's self-selections. Coincidentally, Otoku-kun was there too. Across the bookshelf, they locked eyes. Akari felt nervous like a fluff ball. After seconds, Otoku-kun asked, "Are you little Akari?" And that was how they first met. To Akari's surprise, the boy in front of her had an eerily similar background. Otoku-kun had a rich transfer history, Nagano to Mai, then Jingu to Tokyo last year. Akari studied in Jingu too. As transfer students, they bonded, deepening their connection. By the way, Otoku-kun's transfers are all linked to Japan's aerospace industry. Both frequently took sick days due to health issues. Coincidentally, both Mingli and Gigui were once taken by their parents to see a therapist. Over time, they loved reading. Otoku-kun loved Lupin, Akari Holmes. From May to September 1991, they lived in the library. Whatever Otoku-kun read first, Akari followed. She wanted to dive deeper into Otoku-kun's psyche through the books, and those 3 library cards were full of surprises. The left card had a book by American author Ursula K. Le Guin called The Wizard of Earthsea. The boring sequence was the boy first and the girl second, and they wrapped up reading it around the end of May. The middle book was The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. They probably finished it around June or July, and the boring order remained the same: boy first, girl second. The third book was Prince Caspian, part of the Chronicles of Narnia series by C.S. Lewis. The boring order suddenly changed. Perhaps from then on, Otoku-kun wanted to explore Akari's inner world. Then, they found themselves sinking into a sea of knowledge, surrounded by young adult literature, mystery stories, and adventure books piling up. Like they became inseparable best buddies, like shadows clinging to each other after school. This sweet time lasted a full year until May 15, 1992, when Otoku-kun and Akari moved up to 5th grade. As time went by, their classmates started getting funny, asking when they were tying the knot. Some even sneakily left notes on the blackboard with drawings of a wedding umbrella for the two. In Japanese tradition, girls only get to follow the ceremony after marriage. Our shy Akari turned beet red at the sight of all the antics. But Otoku-kun was timid. This teasing sparked his protective instincts. He charged into the classroom, grabbing Akari. Their escape from the classroom under everyone's watchful eyes took their relationship to the next level. First-hand holding. How thrilling. From that moment on, he became the lifelong protector of this delicate girl. Time flies, and before they knew it, it was early April 1993, and they had graduated to 6th grade. Some were curious as to why school starts in spring and not autumn, which leads us to a quick lesson about Japan's school system. Don't worry, it's just a bit of our schooling system has 2 terms a year, but Japan has 3 terms. Summer break, winter break, and spring break are widely known, which means you might just end up writing some extra holiday homework. One day after school, Akari led Otoku-kun down her favorite path. Along a little path by the Sanku Bridge Park where only a tiny car could squeeze through. The blooming tree branches stretched over the wall, covering the road in blossom. Akari thought, this is the perfect place to confess.